Hi everybody, the purpose of this video is to go over the 3 GeoGebra problems that we actually have in homework 1.8. And this is the first one, and as you can see it is at question 17. So once you click on that link, it's going to bring up this window. It takes a while for the window to load. But there it is, and we are now asked to graph this circle. And notice that this circle is in center radius form. So we can see that the center is going to be at 1, 0, and the radius is going to be the square root of 16, which is 4. So what we need to do is we need to take this and move this to the center, which is when x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 0. There you go, we're done. And now we want to move this so that it's 4 units away from the center. And it doesn't matter which direction you go, maybe not that direction, but you can go this way 4 units, or you can go this way 4 units, or down 4 units. It doesn't particularly matter. So let's go ahead and just go up 4 units. And then you can check your answer. And I made a mistake. What was my mistake? Well, look at that. That's x plus 1. So that actually means that the center is at -1, 0, not +1, 0. So let's fix this. This should be -1, 0. If it was x minus 1, then it would be +1, 0. But the radius is still 4. Okay, so good thing that I have one more chance to do this. So let me bring this down to -1. I want to bring this over here so that we have a radius of 1, 2, 3, 4. And now let me check. Ah, now I did it right. Yay me. So now I can save and submit. And hey, at least now you know what happens if you make a mistake. Yeah, obviously, as you can see, you will get 3 chances. If you feel bold, you can try another one. After this, I don't. Okay, so that's that one. Let's go look at one of the other ones. The next one. Oh, actually, there's one right here, which was equation 4. I almost forgot about it. Okay, once again, when you click on that question, this brings up. You go ahead and click on the link. The GeoGebra window comes up. You have to wait for that. That takes some time. And here we are. And it says graph the circle that corresponds to this particular equation. So it's pretty much the exact same type of problem, even though it's problem 4. Now here, since we have x minus 1, we know that the x-coordinate of the center is going to be +1. And then we have y minus 1, and the y-coordinate is also going to be +1. Here we have 4, that's the square of the radius, so the radius is going to be equal to 2. So this is the center, and of course this right here is the radius. So let's go ahead and move that center to the coordinate 1, 1. There it is. Now the radius is going to be equal to 2. So we can start here, then we can go 1, 2. There's our radius, and now we can check our answer. And we are correct. Always good to be correct on the first time, especially when you're the so-called professor. Okay, and that takes care of that. And once this appears, we can go ahead and click understood, close the window. We can go back to our assignment, which is down here, and we have one more to do, which is graphing a circle in general form, which I guess is question 16. There it is. Okay, so once again we get this window, which just asks us to click to the link. There it is. And now we have a circle in general form. And what we need to do is graph the circle. Now before that happens, we actually need to convert this into center radius form. And that involves completing the square. So let's just actually go ahead and rewrite this equation so that we have x squared minus 2x plus y squared minus 4y plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay? Now remember, notice here we have a 2 here for the coefficient for the x. So what we want to do is we want to take that coefficient, we want to divide it by 2, that will give us 1, and then we want to square it. So, and we will have 1 squared, which is equal to 1. for this one. Once we've done that, you just want to, so to complete this square, we need to add a 1 here, or a 1 squared, which is still equal to 1. And over here, we need to add 1 again to maintain the equality. Okay, now notice here we have a 4. Half of 4 is 2. So we want to take half of 4, we want to take 4, we want to divide it by 2, that gives us 2. And then we want to square it, that gives us 2 squared. So we want to write plus 2 squared here, but we want to write plus 4 over here. All right, awesome. And then once you've done all that, we will have, here we have x squared minus 2x plus 1. That can be rewritten as x minus 1, the entire thing squared, plus y squared minus 4y plus 2. That can be rewritten as a perfect square, which is y minus 2, the entire thing squared, plus 1 is equal to 1 plus 4. Now I have a plus 1 here, I have a plus 1 there. They both can cancel. And that gives us our final result, or that gives us our radius, our center radius result, which is x minus 1 squared plus y minus 2, the quantity squared, is equal to 4. Okay, so the center is going to be at coordinates 1, not negative 1, but 1, 1, comma 2. So this right here is going to be our center. Over 1, up 2. Okay? And then our radius is going to be the square root of 4, which happens to be 2. So now, we want to take this button right here. Now we can move it to this way or to that way. You just probably don't want to move it too diagonal. That would be bad. Or to the left or down. It doesn't particularly matter. Just go down. And now let's check our answer. And boom, we are correct. We've actually completed the square. And actually, they show the steps for completing the square here and also here. Just remember, 2 squared is 4. I prefer to write that as 2 squared instead of 4. That way I know I'm doing y minus 2. And we have the center and we have the radius. So there you go. Those are the 3 problems that are through GeoGebra, and I just want to make sure that you had a good feel for how they go. And then once again, once you've done that, once you've done that, then the problem is over. If you want to make sure you got credit for it, you can check here, and you'll see that you got 1 of 1. Now notice something. I made a mistake in question 23. What in the world was that all about? Now, let's take a look. Okay, this is once again deciding whether or not. That's the one that I messed up, and I had the radius of the circle wrong. Let's do another one. Okay, so here it is. It is 4x squared plus 4x plus 4y squared plus 8y is equal to 139. If we want to decide if this equation is a line, it is certainly not a line. A circle, a point, or if the graph even exists. So once again, to figure this out, we need to complete the square. So we have 4x squared plus 4x. I'm going to give myself some space. 4y squared plus 8y is equal to 139. Now notice that all these are factors of 4. So I think one thing that we can do is just divide everything by 4. And if we do, we will have x squared plus x. And over here we will have y squared plus 2y is equal to 139 divided by 4. All right. Now notice here we have a coefficient of 1 over here. Half of 1 is 1/2. And then if you square it, you get 1/4. So I want to add a 1/2 here, a 1/2 squared here, and I want to add a 1/4 here. Now over here, we have 2 as a coefficient for y. Half of 2 is 1. 1 squared is still 1. So I'm going to add a 1 squared here. And I'm going to add a 1 here, but I'm going to add it as 4/4. Okay, awesome. Now this right here is a perfect square. I forgot the plus over there. That might be helpful. That is going to be x plus 1/2 the entire thing squared. Plus, and then this is also a perfect square. That's going to be y plus 1 the entire thing squared. And then over here we have 139 plus 1 plus 4/4, which is going to be equal to 144/4. So this right here is 36. Also, putting all that together, we have x plus 1/2 squared plus y plus 1 quantity squared is equal to 36, which by the way is 6 squared. All right, so is this equation the graph of a line? No, it is not. Since we have a positive value here, we know that this is going to be the graph of a circle. Once again, if this was 0, it would be a point. If it was negative, the graph would not exist on the Cartesian plane. Okay, so now we have a circle that is whose center is at negative 1/2, comma, -1. So let's do parenthesis, slash, whoops, let me try that again. Parenthesis, slash, no, okay, it's not going to do that with it. Parenthesis, -1, slash, that's better, 2, space, or arrow, comma, -1, parenthesis. So that is our center, and then the radius is 6. Now let's see if I actually did this right. Okay, I got it right this time. And that's basically how you do those 3 problems. And actually, this was one of the tougher problems that you're going to find as far as doing these. And there you have it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. And this is Bob Oil signing off.